I think the most significant thing for me in being able to go down and meet these kids is that I feel like it gives them a sense of hope. Um, I think it would be easy for them to think or believe or feel that they're alone in the world, just where they're coming from, because many of them have come from families so they had an origin in family, and something happened to interrupt that, where they were removed from their home or their parents were taken away or injured or hurt or died. And I think that is the most frightening event that could occur in the life of a child.
Well, I think it is important for the Navy to be involved in the community, and in this case, the community is the broader San Diego region and is including Tijuana as well. So I think the Navy has a lot to deliver, and we are a global force for good. And so this is a way that we can kind of prove that we mean what we say. And these are sailors in their own time, just taking time off to spend a day at an orphanage in Tijuana, and it's really very meaningful. I mean, it just shows the enormous heart that these sailors have.
They are the most vulnerable population that on the planet. They're unable to protect themselves, and so I feel like having a consistent presence in their world and being able to love on them and be joyful with them and tickle them and give them, whatever gifts that we can provide for them in the moments that we're there, gives them hope. It gives them a sense of being special. I think of being set apart in their current condition. And so for me, that has a lot of meaning. I come from a very broken home myself, grew up in an abusive family, so I know what it feels like to be disconnected from your parents, to be afraid and to be hurt and to be defenseless and on many levels. And so for me, it's beautiful to see the joy in them and to see them be kids for the day. And I think that's everything. It's so important that they're able just to be children and just enjoy the time that they have and that we have with them.
So what's significant about this is that it puts an actual face onto the people that the Navy is helping. So individual sailors will join the Navy for a variety of reasons. Some may be because it's a global force for good and they want to do humanitarian work. So a project like this actually lets them be with kids, helping kids. It's hands-on. They can see the joy in the kids' faces, when they're playing with them, and looking back at them, and it really kind of makes a connection, I think, in the sailors' hearts that could be absent otherwise without this kind of like hands-on experience.
So we just worry about them. We worry about the kids' safety. What I think is great on this trip is we had 5 guys that came in, I think military guys, loved them. And they just provided such a sense of, I felt like stability. They related to the kids very well. I thought they were great role models for the kids. I love that they're committed to the things that they're committed to, and I think that's great for the kids to be able to experience that with them. That these young boys see these men who have dedicated themselves to something that they firmly believe in joining the Navy or Army or Marines or whatever branch they're in. But I felt like it's a great opportunity for the kids to see something in men different than they've been able to experience. Because oftentimes what we find in these homes is it's predominantly women doing the work of raising the children. So I think for me that gave me a sense of joy that these boys were able to see these men who chose to take the time out of their schedules to come down and spend the day just being with these boys and just playing soccer and talking to them and relating to them, and it definitely is a wonderful thing to witness.
So what I see when playing with these kids and they're looking at me is I see a need for love. I mean, the kids need love, they need adult attention. The kids have a lot of things at the orphanage. One of the things that they don't have enough of is adult attention. There's about 2 adults who take care of about 60 kids, and so they don't get enough of that feedback from people. And so you can see the need in their eyes when you show up. They mob you. They want you to hug them and pick them up and play with them right away. I mean, they're incredibly playful, incredibly kind of starving for that adult attention. And so that's something where volunteers, organizations like Unity for Orphans, the U.S. Navy volunteers can come in and really fill that need and hopefully change these kids' lives.
When I hold their little hands and look at them, the predominant thought that runs through my mind is how many of them can I fit in the backpacks and bring them home. It's hard. I love being with them, and I think we all do. I think all the people that come along, and I know a lot of the guys that have come from the armed forces definitely have the same, they look at them in the same way I do, is what can we do for them in the future? How can we provide a way for them to have make life just a little bit easier? So it's hard to leave them there. And I feel like with the water, a water system that we help them with, or, whether it's raising money for them, or finding food or clothing or whatever, I feel like collectively as a group, that's what we want. And that's the predominant thought, is that how can we make life a little bit easier for these precious little babies who didn't ask for this, right? They didn't ask to be in these homes. They didn't ask for their parents to leave, but it's the hand they were dealt. And we have the opportunity as brothers and sisters, as human beings, as military forces, as civilians, as men and women, to be a difference, to be a light for them. I think the lasting effect that giving assistance has for these children is a reminder that they are not forgotten. And I think that is everything, that they are important, that people think about them, that people take time to go down, travel down to see them. And so I believe that will stay with them forever, that they were not forgotten, that they're important.
Really, it helps the community, and it also helps the sailors. I mean, the sailors love it. I think the Navy needs to keep doing this, keep supporting sailors, doing this on their own time.
It touches me to see that men and women would walk in that and go and minister and be and love on these children and just be an example for them. They need you. They need us. They're alone, and they want you. They want you, and I know that if you did it and you came down and you met them, that you would love it, and it would be a life-changing experience for you. So I encourage you to just reach out, to get to know them, and know that they are the future of a world as you are the future of a country, and that your investment now makes a huge difference in the trajectory of our nation, as your investment in their lives would make a huge difference in the trajectory of their life.
Rebuilding things in the community, helping kids, helping orphans, it's absolutely essential, and it makes the organization as a whole look great as well, because people know that we work for the Navy, and they see people from the Navy coming to help, using their own time to make the place better. I think makes a big difference, and it makes them see the Navy in a new light, and increases their support for our organization as well.